Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. Happy 2 o'clock in the morning. I know I have some subscribers that watch very, very late at night when they can't sleep. So hello, everyone, and welcome. Today we are talking about Mars and the massive transit that we're still kind of in the middle of. This started on the 4th of September, 2024. It's moving to the 18th of April, technically the 26th of April. We're talking about Mars. It's retrograde, going from Leo to Cancer and then going back into Leo. The aspects that Mars over here has been making to Pluto and the Sun transiting the entirety of I really want us to break this down and understand it. I feel as though, and if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sarah. I am a channeler and an astrologer. And around here, this is my multidimensional cafe, where it's really just you and I having coffee and tea. We're talking about astrology, and we utilize lenses. So we view everything through lenses. And one of the most potent lenses that I utilize in my practice is having a growth mindset. So the planets aren't happening to us. They're available for us, where this energy is transiting within our own chart. And what I have here is the general astrological wheel, starts in Aries, goes all the way around over to Pisces. So we're talking about, if we're just using the general wheel, the houses of home, my pocket of the world, safety, creativity, play, romance, childlike spirits and joy. We're talking about legacy, public life and career, community, friendships, and wishes for the future. And the Sun has transited the entirety of the top of the chart during this transit. Sarah, what does any of that mean? We're going to talk about it. So please go grab your journal, go grab your coffee or tea. I have some espresso here. It's an Ethiopian natural processed. Now, this is going to be for coffee people. When I pull it, there's still like some sour notes to it. So I actually enjoy it a little bit more cold. So I didn't put an ice cube in it, but it's room temperature now. So it's really good. But yeah, today is a Saturday. I've got Sybil asleep in my lap. It's been a big week in the house. The house cat passed away into the next world. And Sybil, like her name, she, is looking around at all the angels and different things. So we're having a very quiet weekend. And I'm going to record this today. I'm going to post it for everybody. And then I'm going to be back on Monday for our live. Hopefully it works, because last week's live did not go through because of the windstorm. So go live on Monday, every Monday at 11 Eastern Standard Time. So please definitely join us over there. And I'm going to list all of the Mars dates below. And I also, pardon me, my journal's getting in the way. I also want to highlight that because this is Mars and because we're also talking about Pluto, the Sun, for what I'm about to say, is irrelevant because every sign is getting very activated by this, wherever this is happening in your chart. For my Aries placements, yes, because this is Mars, but for my Scorpio placements, this is huge. And Scorpio's been going through it. I just have to honor that. For my all signs readings, Scorpio is really going to the depths of their soul, of their processing. Like, you don't come in as a Scorpio on your first time around on this planet, but there's been a lot going on. So I just want to send love to all of my Scorpio placements, and wherever Scorpio falls within your own chart. This is deep transformation, death and rebirth. Aries, Sybil took Aries, we know that. In the beginning, the storefront view of my life. Mars runs Aries. We like to get things done. We like to be assertive. We like to press post and never ask questions and never read the instructions, just kind of do it. So I love her so much. She's completely asleep in my lap. I love her. So we're going to break this down and we're going to go through it step by step. I don't think this is going to be an incredibly long video, but I would really love for you to ask yourself, where was 6 degrees of Leo, 17 degrees of Cancer to 6 degrees of Leo? This is a really important aspect of your chart. And I feel as though because Pluto is so involved in it, something's shifted and died inside of you and is never coming back in a positive way. And we can fear Scorpio sometimes. We can fear Pluto sometimes. We can even fear Mars sometimes. But this is really important energy that You know, the analogy that my guides usually give is when we thought that we were building a house, we were actually building a sandcastle. And, you know, we were building, the foundation was rocky, and we kind of got frustrated because we had to burn the whole thing down. We had to start completely over. So I would say wherever this is falling in your chart, it might feel as though I've had to start over completely. I've had to burn something down. Pluto in opposition to this. And it doesn't feel good. It's hitting my ego, Aries. It's just affecting us in a way that we might not fully understand just yet. And when we have these aspects come up, when we have these energies come up, they're there to be looked at. They're there to be felt deeply, but not given, how do I say? So an emotion comes up. It can be like a burp, just giving the parable of a burp. And we got a big burp that's got to come up. And then we burp it up, and this is kind of crass, but you're like, oh my goodness. You know, my body did not take to whatever it was that I was eating. But you don't sit there for 10, 15 minutes being like, oh, I'm smelling, you know, French fry notes, and I'm smelling this, and I'm smelling that. No, you burp, and then you move on, and then you say, oh, maybe what it is that I ate, ingested, was doing is not the best for me. It's not the healthiest for me. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do that at specific times. I'm going to, you know, like I'd like to say, like, choose violence. Whenever I'm having sugar, I'm like, I'm not going to poop for a few days. And this is like the South Node's in Virgo. So I get it. So, okay, we're going back to September. The 4th of September, 2024 is when Mars went into Cancer energy for the first time. The sun was at 12 degrees of Virgo during that transit. That's why I have the sun here. And Pluto was in Capricorn at this time. What was coming up for you during that time? Where did you feel disempowered? Where did you feel like, I don't know how to do this? Like, how have you changed since then? We're still in the midst of it. It's only the 22nd of February as I'm recording this. So we're still in the midst of this transit. This is a part 2. I did a whole part 1, power meets softness. Like, we're going to continue. Like, this is Mars retrograde, Venus retrogrades. They don't happen every year. They don't happen. Mercury retrogrades 3 times a year. We know how to do with that. We know what to do. But when Mars and Venus go retrograde, these are inner planets. These are ways that we have to be participants in this. It's not just going to happen to us. It's not just going to be like, oh, I've set my intention once and I give it to the spirit world and they're going to take care of it. We're co-creating our universe. So we have to change our mindset. We have to change our thoughts, words, actions, and intentions to have the outer world change. Does that make sense? This is our aggressive planet. It's our assertive planet. We have to participate in this one. We really have to make some changes. And I feel as though we've changed so much already. Like, really, think about what was going on in the 4th of September, 2024. And this could be about daily life. Think of how your daily life has changed since then. Now, the sun right now is only at 4 degrees of Pisces. I was like, it's almost been a full 6 months, but it's like almost. Okie dokie. So, on the 3rd of November, 2024, Mars went into Leo energy. The sun was at 12 degrees of Scorpio, and we had our first of 3 Mars-Pluto oppositions. This was at 29 degrees of Capricorn Cancer. Pluto will never be in Capricorn again for the rest of our lives. That's why, in my perspective, something happened. You know, oppositions are full moon energy. When Mars and Pluto were in complete opposition to each other at exactitude. I'm going to put the video for aspects below. I did a full teaching video on the aspects of astrology, how you can understand a little bit about that. So I'm not going to repeat myself there. But this was at 29 degrees Cancer, 29 degrees of Cap, and then that same day is when Mars went into Leo energy. That's potent. The 29th degree of any sign is called the critical degree or the anaretic degree, where like it's kind of the shadow side of things. So the negative side of Cancer and the negative side of Capricorn, top down, you know, the negative side of codependency and mother and father issues. This is the house of mother and the house of father. in the general wheel. So that's very, very fascinating. That's the 3rd of November. On the 6th of December, we had Mars retrograde at 6 degrees of Leo. During that time, the sun was at 15 degrees of Sag energy, and Pluto at that time had gone into Aquarius fully. That was on November 19th. So tons of information about that. So that's when we kind of lost our mojo a little bit, and we lost our spark. We lost a little bit of it was kind of like, I give up. I don't want to fight anymore. I can't fight anymore. I'm exhausted. There could have been, like, since then, honest to God, show of hands, who's been exhausted, who's been sleeping, who's been all over the place, who's been having their spiritual awakening, they're like, had to let something go. This could be, people have died. Like, I can't discredit how big oh my God, it's like, I'm losing the word right now, like the parable of when the astrology is cliche, it's like, oh yeah, death, deep transformation. Yeah, people actually have left the planet. And this isn't easy stuff, especially for my Scorpio placements. These are your 2 ruling planets. My guy, like, I'm just Scorpio rising. I get it. Like, in my own life, I moved. It was like maybe a day or 2 before Mars went retrograde that I decided to literally move. I had to let go of my beautiful home, my apartment, my 3D job, my community, everything. Everything shifted and changed for me during this transit. So, like, I get it. This is happening in my 9th house of quest, adventure, and long distance travel, and higher education and spirituality. But the spiritual awakenings, holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. So that was the 6th of December. All right. On the 6th of January, Mars retrograded back into Cancer energy. And the sun was at 16. Hold on. On the 6th of January, Mars retrograded back into Cancer, and the sun was at 16 degrees. Cool. That was the 6th of January. Beautiful. You're over there. On the 15th of January, we had the sun opposite Mars. Again, full moon energy at 26 degrees. 26 degrees Cap, 26 degrees Cancer. I have tons of information for you on this. If you're interested in my all signs readings, I have 2 membership groups, my all access membership group, as well as my all signs reading membership group. I do an all signs reading for all of the key dates of the month. So you have incredible tools to really understand and utilize this energy. So if you're interested in those, please go check out my website. It is brand spanking new. It is beautiful. I put so much love and energy into it. Like, this is just hitting me. That's how I utilize this transit. I made an entire new website for you. Cool. All right, beautiful. That was the 15th of January. All right, now we're kind of going into the future a little bit. On tomorrow, the 23rd of February, is when Mars is going direct at 17 degrees. The sun at that time is going to be at 5 degrees of Pisces. It's at 4 as I'm recording this. Oh, I skipped it. I'll go back. Talking about Pluto. It was on the 3rd of January where we had a Mars. I'll talk about those. Don't you worry about it. Okay. I'll put all the dates below because I'm a little all over the place. My apologies. So the 23rd, tomorrow, is when Mars goes direct at 17 degrees in the house of home, my pocket of the world. Safety is key. I just want to highlight that the players that we're really talking about right now are both in Aquarius now. So you might feel alone right now. You might feel completely alone. You might feel completely alone within your family. You might be feeling completely alone within your practice, within your business. You might be hustling. You might be feeling, is anyone even listening? Is anyone even watching? Does anyone even want the content that I'm offering? Does anyone even need my services? There's a lot of imposter syndrome coming about. There's a lot of there's already a bunch of tarot readers. There's already a bunch of astrologers. I'm, doing the same thing as all the other people. We need the way that you offer things. We need the way that you do things. Think of how many astrologers there are, but you subscribe to me. You could follow anyone you want. It's the same information, same planets, same placements, same houses, same information. But it's the way that I give you this information. You know what I mean? There are people that need you. There are people that need you. That's like saying, there are mothers on the world. Why do I need to have children? Because your children need you as the mother, you as the father. There's other business owners. Why do I need to be a business owner? Because we need your business. Sometimes imposter syndrome, when we entertain it a little bit too much, can become an addiction, but it can also become like a self-serving addiction, where it's like, this is hitting hard, and I just want to be gentle with you. If this is your first time here, definitely check my disclaimers. Not all the messages that I receive are gentle. So if you've been wanting to do something for a little while and you haven't, because you're like, oh no, but this and that, and you've been talking about it, and you've kind of been getting addicted to the story a little bit, because the story's comfy. It's Dr. Joe Dispenza language, where it's you're addicted to a life you don't even want. You're addicted to a life that you don't even enjoy. You're addicted to the frustrating conversations that you have at that 3D job that you really don't even like. The South Node's in Virgo, in the house of daily life. So once you recognize that it's addiction, that's the first step. It's recognizing that you have a problem. So this could be highlighting that for some people, just a thought. On the 8th of March, we are going to have the sun trining. Oh, pardon me. It was 5 degrees over here. I was a little off. My apologies. So it was at 5 degrees of Pisces, not Aquarius. My apologies. The sun was at 5 degrees of Pisces when Mars went direct. It's tomorrow, but it's quantum as I'm saying this. So, sorry. My attention is on Sybil. So the sun is going to be trining Mars at 17 degrees of Pisces. Pisces to Cancer, trine. Again, the aspects video, teaching video. This is like your yes friend. It's not always... When you have yes friends mixed with the lens of addiction, mixed with the lens of codependency, in water signs, it doesn't end well. But that might be the reality that you see other people in, and sometimes you just have to leave them there and recognize, I'm going to take the lonely path to do what it is that I know that I need to do. And I'm going to work on myself, and I'm going to better myself, and I'm going to develop, because sometimes you might recognize, and this is something that comes with leadership. This is something that comes from going from your 0 to 1. This is something that comes with being an entrepreneur. People like the version of you that doesn't, oh my goodness, what is it? Alex Hormozy and Layla, I've been watching some of their content, and it's I don't always entertain, I'm a very spiritual person, so working every single day of your life is not my jazz, but the mindset that they have, I couldn't credit it more, because it's going from I'm hustling and trying and doing the thing, and then when you start to succeed, people are like, oh, big boss, look at you. Yeah, when you start to mirror to the people around you what they're not doing, they're gonna not enjoy that step that you're taking. They're not going to enjoy how big you're becoming, how clear you're becoming, how sober you're becoming, how strong you're becoming, how powerful you're becoming. These are powerful planets, Mars, Sun, Pluto. These are powerful, not messing around planets. So when you really start to harness and understand the astrology and what you're being asked to do as leaders, as entrepreneurs, as light workers, as small business owners, whatever it is, you're going to have to say goodbye to some people in your life that like you small, that like you to have the same conversation, that like you gossiping, that like you. It's like at some point, you're going to recognize, this is for some of you, I don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. I want to be free in the ocean, and I want to be completely sovereign, and I have to get up and leave. So a lot of people are being asked to move. A lot of people know where it is that they want to be going, full body chill for that. A lot of people drawing the new home or visualizing it could be very helpful. A lot of people are going to be meeting their soul companions, whether it be family, animals, soul matches and partnerships. This is really powerful energy. And it's like the yin and the yang. I always think of the yin and the yang when it comes to Cancer because it looks very similar to that. But this is fishes. This is water energy. The two fishes, and then what looks like a yin and the yang to me. Yeah, I wrote in my own notes, something big is happening here. This is really big, powerful energy where my guides are like, some people got to get to stepping. Some people got to just keep on walking, and nobody knows what they're doing. I just need you to know that. Nobody knows what they're doing. Just do it. Just do it. Utilize the energy of Aries, utilize the energy of Mars, utilize the energy of Pluto, and just recognize what's not working and what hasn't been working. Okay, I'm just going to let that be. Okie dokie, we're going to go farther into the future now, which is the 18th of April is when Mars goes into Leo energy. At that time, the sun is going to be in Aries at 28 degrees, right before Taurus season. So I love that. It's happening going to the fire sign. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yeah, there are a lot of children light workers that really want to come to this planet, like the souls of beings that are here to clean up the rest of it. Try your best just not to project onto, what type of a world are we bringing these kids into? They're the most powerful light workers I've ever met in my entire life. The baby's being born right now. They don't have trauma. They don't have any of the they will heal it. You just have to bring them in. This is romance. Yeah. Okie dokie. And all right, I'm just going to talk about the Mars-Pluto oppositions because we have 3 of them, because I just want to talk. I feel like I messed that up before. So on the 3rd of November, this is at 29 degrees, and this is at 29 degrees, 2024. On the 3rd of January, this is at 1 degree of Aquarius, 1 degree of Leo. On the 26th of April is the 3rd opposition. This is going to be at 3 degrees. Pluto's never been at 3 degrees of Aquarius in our entire lifetime. Yeah. Pluto only hit 2 before. This is literally never been here before energy. And this is powerful. This is war energy. Yeah, this is warlike energy. This is intense. And so when we become the master of our own energy and our own life, and you become the most powerful version of yourself, you don't get shake, rattled, and rolled by things in the external. You are standing in that, plank hold, and you're shaking, and you're like you can hold that with a smile on your face. Yeah. I love the yoga instructors that when you're in the middle of holding this pose, or if you've been deadlifting and your personal trainer is like, smile. Yeah. Can't shake it. So I'm excited about that. I didn't write down where the sun was going to be that day. April 20th, it'll be at early degrees of Taurus. Money, values, access to resources, play, romance, creativity, childlike spirits, community, friendships, wishes for the future. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. This is just the map. What you do with it is your own. And there was a phrase that I really loved, and it was just a comment in a Instagrammer that I follow. I read a comment where, someone was questioning what she was talking about. It's oh my goodness, Anna, she's the Black Cat Theory woman. Love her. Not everything she says, but love the theory. And somebody had asked that, like, what do you mean? I'm not supposed to do this? I'm not supposed to do this with my husband? Like, questioned it. And the comment was, when you're following a map and it's a straight line, that doesn't mean you walk into a lamp post. It doesn't mean that you're like, oh, this is in my way, but what am I supposed to do about it? You dance around it, It's like the dune walking. Like you gotta jazz it up a little bit. So really, go to this as the highest and greatest good. We all have Mars in our chart. We all have aggression in our lives. We all have feminine and masculine within us. We all have that. We all have that. But really, like, what you do with it matters. How you express it matters. How you do things with the tools that you have matter. These are tools in your toolbox. The joke that I make about anger is that it's a machete that you don't need to cut vegetables with. You don't need to use that every second of every day in your life. I'm sure later on I'll do a part 3 on this, but this has some more expansive key dates, and I'll put the link for the first Power Meets Softness video below, because it was about Mars and Cancer, as well as a lot of the other energies at the time. So, and that was time-stamped as well. So I love you so much. Have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you on the live on Monday.